Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Dean the Vaping Biker. It's another Monday Night Live. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for your viewing pleasure, we have some special guests, which I'll I will show in 2 seconds. But just a little bit of housekeeping, as per usual. The chat's always nice and friendly on a Monday Night Live so keep it that way. That's what we like. No promoting stuff without prior agreement. That's great. Thank you so much indeed. But I will do something a little bit different. I've not had a huge amount of new stuff come in this week, so because of that, we're going to bring the people on fairly sharpish, in fact, straight away, and we can all say hello. So first off, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Mr. Mark, as you would expect. Now then, in fact, if I go to this one, whoa, hey, there we go, look, we have, and Mr. Matt Cully as well. He's in the house, giving it some beans. Now, there is a little bit of a delay. There's like a 30-second delay from what you guys see and compared to what these guys see in this lower camera, but we'll have to try and figure that one out. So, gentlemen, you are both on camera, looking a little bit lost. So, how the hell are you? Mark, thank you very much for coming on as normal. And Mr. Cully, thank you so much for joining us for something a little bit different.
Thanks for having me.
What I'm going to do, if I do that one, so we've got a corner thing as well, then that means we've got a little bit of everybody showing bigger on the screen. So, first of all, before we get into having a good old chat, as always, we're just going to say hello to a few people. If there's anyone that you guys recognise, then feel free to jump in and say hello or whatever to those as well. But I like saying hello to people and finding out where they're from and all that sort of stuff. So, we've got Pete Tafoya, evening Dean. Hello from New Mexico, US. Michael Ormerod says, sweet. So, hi Dean, been a while. How are you? It's only been a week, but there we go. Or Church Dean, Mr. Todd, SMM. We've got Sergei Zemsky saying hello from Russia. Privyet, kak dala. We've got Alex McKenzie in. Nice to see you again, Alex. I saw you earlier on today. Vaping Biker, good evening, says MTN Tom. MTN Coils, go and check him out. Zap Raps is in the house once again. Thank you very much. I hope you all saw my rapping of a mod video that came out a couple of weeks ago now. What else have we got? SP4N Spango, away in the shed. So I don't know if he's going in the shed or I don't know. But there you go. There's some shed happening. Woohoo party night evening all, says Cuz Steve. The Vape Invader says hi Dean and Mr. Todd. Evening Dean, cheers from Newfoundland, says Scott Bogfoot. Aloha, SMM Vapes, says Kevin K. He doesn't care about us, Matt. He just wants to say hello to you. That's all it's all about there.
Understandable.
God. Dark Matt, Dark what? Dean, Mark, Matt, and keyboard. There you go. We've just got the keyboard hand going on there every now and again. Evening from Bristol, Dean, and lovely guest, says Andy Fairchild. Morris Van Brinkelen is from Holland. There you go. We're talking about Holland off camera, or Amsterdam rather. What else have we got going on in here? Well wishes from Weymouth, says Nathan Sydenham. Nice to see you, Nathan. Thanks for joining us again. Sharon B is in the chat. That's the first of the 4% Club that I've seen this evening so far. Could be wrong. What else have we got? Alrighty, lads. Managed to kick the Nick first Monday night on 0 milligram juice, says Charles Rawlings. So well done on that one, Charles Rawlings. What else we got going on here then? Hi Vaping Biker from Tunbridge Wells, says Dave. Ape Schalk in Persona is in Germany. Vapors Coil says hi to all three of us. Hello everyone here from Coventry, says V, another 4%er in the gang. Graham Vincent is from Brizzy, which is Bristol, I'm thinking that's probably where that's from. Mr. Todd's giggling his face off already about something. Part of me thinks that I should just put the camera on me on this bit so it just doesn't catch the other guys going, what's going on? There's a time difference. I don't know what's happening. So what else have we got going on? Evening guys from sunny Yorkshire, says Gavin Walker. Hello from Czech Republic, says Kvetinka Kolkova. Kvetinka Kolka. I think that's how I'm going to say your name. I might be wrong, but that's how I'm saying it. What else we got? Gavin Walker from sunny Yorkshire. Did I just say that one? I might have done. What else we got going on? Hi, gentlemen from Nottingham, says Adam Stone. Florida checking in. At Valentine's Biker. What? I think that's supposed to be at Vaping Biker, but, you know, I'm always up for a Valentine's Prezi. That's 6 Grigsby. The Vape Invader says still rocking the nudge on my reviews, Matt. Love it still. So thank you very much. I'm sure he loves you for that. What else have we got here? Hi everyone, 40 years, previous smoking, now smoke-free. Vapor says Nana Vapes Flavour Chaser. Fantastic, congratulations. Aloha Vapor Biker says Kevin K. There we go. I think that was after he said aloha just to you, Matt, earlier on. Morris Van Brinkelen is in Rotterdam. Jacoby Vapes is in Ohio. Bonjour de la Belgique, says Philippe Verzi. I think we're going to go with that one. Sick Boy says, hello, Matt, Mark and Dean. Saving the best till last there. What happened? Mark just blew a manly cloud, says...
It happens from time to time.
Did you blow a proper cloud there?
Yeah.
Dale, Mr. Mottram's in the house. Look out. If you like your mouth to lung coils, go and check out Mr. Mottram or Pilgrim Vapes. Is he still making them? I think he is. Good evening. We've got 4 minutes left. Good evening all from Autumnal Lechlade. Pronounced, Lechlade. There we go. That's what that is. Mick Reason says Sunny Solihull. That was whole mark, by the way, from Lechlade. Cloud King Cody says, hey, panel and chat. Hey to you, sir. Ben Michael Deere is in. Nice to see you. Thank you very much indeed. Howdy from Michigan says D Fogs. Lovely old job. Lovely old job. Ian Batchelor Williams says, evening one and all from the Hermits Commune. There we go. He's in a commune. Culture Vape is in France. Bonjour, ça va? So that's me. That's not him. Bonjour, ça va? Ça va bien? Et toi? Tell you what. Oh dear. Hey Dean from Hudson, Florida. Is that Florida? FL, Matt, is that Florida?
Yeah.
Fantastic. That was XXML3 Tals X. I don't understand that one at all. Mark Wright is from Yorkshire. Hey everyone from Deepest Darkest Devon, says Rupee78. Kevin Smith, hello from Leamington Spa. Brad Horsley's in Ohio. Mike is Vancouver, Canada. Lovely old job. Butterfly Beauty, I have gone from 12 milligram to 6 milligram in 6 months. Congratulations. I've gone from 3 milligram to 30 milligrams. It's Alex. He's clearly been on the pods. So we got Al Ashton's in. We've got the, hey, Mr. fucking Suck My Mod comes on here, and all the ladies are in. All the 4%ers are in the house tonight. I don't get it. But there you go.
Just a little mouth.
Zeta is in Virginia. Hello everyone from Massachusetts, says Colleen. What else have we got? Alan Crawford is in Louisiana. Oh, I just missed a few people, and I think we're just going to move into it now because I've missed so many people. So if I've not said hello to you, I do apologise. What we'll do is we'll do a little bit of a Q&A thing in a little while. Like I said, I've not got a huge amount of new stuff, so there's just a couple of things to talk about before I get into it, and these guys might have something to wade in on these as well. Now I'm going to try hard not to wave my hands in front in the camera down below there, but we'll see how we get on. You can see how I like my tea though. Proper tea. None of that fucking milky bollocks. But before further ado, let me formally welcome Mr. Matthew from Suck My Mod. Welcome to the Monday Night Live. You've been on before, haven't you, Matt?
I don't think so.
Have you not?
I've been begging for months now, and you finally had me on. I finally came up in your list.
It's it's if we've not got Hollywood superstars, then it's a well desired X1 process, and we only release the guest slots every 6 months, and when people do get them, they're usually somewhat cracked or less exciting than they're supposed to be.
I had to send my PayPal before even coming on the show.
Pre-orders only.
Somebody said I look a bit knackered, and that's I was on a trip all weekend with my son, and he tired me out.
Oh. I saw a couple of
didn't even have time to shave the neckline.
I think I saw some pictures on Instagram or somewhere.
Yeah,
there we go. I should have asked for your logo so I could have put that in the corner, but we'll see how we go on. So thank you for I haven't got time to do that. I can't do that. So thank you for coming on and having a jolly good old time. Mr. Mark, how about you start us off and let us know how your week's been and what you're vaping on and all that sort of good shit.
No.
Go on.
No, because I'm grumpy.
Always grumpy. You're old and Scottish.
I'm here under duress. I will say, the lovely Miss Ashton is in chat there. Jammy sod. She actually won the 67 mods Neo 60 and the Septum RDA. She actually came up first, which was a bit of a shocker. So I'll contact you after this and I'll get your name and address and I will post this off to you. But that's why everybody's saying congratulations to her in chat. So I just want to cover that. What else has been happening? Not a lot, really. Not a lot. I have a couple of reviews, got them recorded. I had and I got one. I finally got one.
Fantastic.
Nice.
I got my. I don't know if it was worth the trade-off though. Getting the Asmodus Damascus knife and all the stuff that they want reviewed at the same time. I don't know.
That blade's probably not even legal over there, is it?
I think it's legal because the blade's length is okay. But can you have
3 inches? 3 inches.
It might just not be legal to carry it like concealed or something, maybe.
Oh yeah, you can't take it out. Once it's in your house, that's it. You can't take it anywhere.
Yeah. So yeah, I got hit with all the. I don't know. I do like the EOS 2. I don't think it's a bad mod. It's okay. All the RTAs that came, I don't know. I'll reserve judgment on that. I'm vaping away with this. This is what my Manly Cloud came from. That's the Druga with the. I have no idea what it's called. It's got the worst firing button known to man, and it's got that. Have you seen this? The quick release 510.
I haven't got one of those. I think I do have one coming. But have you got one of those, Matt?
No, that's an Og vape.
Yeah,
Og vape. Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I got it yet.
Yeah, it's okay. But the most interesting thing is the 510 release on it. It's quite a. I don't know how that'll work with connectivity and performance and so on, but it's quite handy if you just want to take off your ATI. So that's quite smart.
But has anybody ever actually gone kind of, do you know what? Those like 7 turns are just, I can't be fucked today. What I want to do is I want to press something and push it in rather than like turn it in. Has anyone ever done that?
Yeah. Every time I sit in the toilet and I'm having a vape, I think that just, I wish, no, never. I'm back in billet box territory again. I splurged out and I bought myself another billet box. Got the DNA 60 Rev 4B, the most expensive sub tank known to man. And I am enjoying it. I got the MF bridge that uses the Vaporesso coils. So I've been using them today, and much better than the OCC coils. And other than that, the only thing that I can, and as always, I'm still puffing away with Lost Vapor Ryan, which I really enjoy. And that's all that's really been happening in the shed.
I never got one
Mr.
of those
Cully.
Lost Vape thingies, so I don't know if they're good. Are they mouth? You said they're not mouth to lung. They're direct lung, are they?
I don't believe they're proper mouth to lung.
I just started using one last weekend on my trip, and I've only used the 0.25, which is a pretty loose draw. I mean, it's like a restricted lung hit.
Yeah.
Yes. Is the 0.5 a tighter draw?
I don't find it any tighter.
So, I mean, I've really had to close my airflow down to get a mouth to lung.
Yeah,
I
think that they really need a 1.5 or 1.8 ohm coil. That would be the best. I think that would be the best thing for it. Yeah, it's not. I'm enjoying it. I mean, I'll take this. I'll travel with this when I go to Paris at the end of the week. So I do enjoy using it. But that's all I've got for you.
Just going back to the billet box thing for a second, I'm just going to put a little comment up by Mr. Batchelor Williams, who says only an expensive sub tank because you're too lazy to use the rebuildable bridge. Rude.
It's I've had many, but he knows he's just stirring the shit. He's stirring the shit. But I've had many billet boxes over the years, and I've tried many different rebuildables, and I didn't actually get the billet box again to use I don't want to use a rebuildable in it. I want to be able to use it just with a pre-built coil, if you like, just for sheer laziness.
Yeah.
I prefer that aspect of it.
Yeah. That's fair enough. So what about you then, Matt? How have you been? How are you? What's going on in your world? Is the channel I've noticed you put a lot of content out sort of late. And what you're vaping on, all that sort of good vapey shit. Give us more.
Yeah, that was one of my goals at the beginning of the year, to put out more videos this year, and so I've been trying to stick with that. Not a whole bunch new. I mean, I've been planning our trip to come over there in 3 weeks.
Yes.
So that's what's been going on with me. As far as stuff I'm vaping on today, I got the Orion here. I got the Hermetic on the Mach 1, this big old beast of a squonker.
How's that bottle going? Because didn't they have a bit of a problem with splitting because of the funky shape of them?
I mean, it's a stiff guy. You really got to, I mean, if you have like carpal tunnel or arthritis, you might want to look elsewhere. It's a really stiff bottle press, which is kind of good in some use cases, because like with some addies, it's nice to have a touchy bottle where you can kind of fine tune how much liquid you're squonking in, as opposed to some of the silicone where you barely press it and it just starts splooging everywhere.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah. But as far as other stuff, stacked RTA on the Vaporesso Lux.
The stacked RTA.
Really,
who's that from? I've heard of it.
This is the one that Tony B did.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
With keys. Keys,
yeah, I call them keys.
Something like that. What else do I got out here? I got a Falcon resin with an off-color drip tip, because I lost the drip tip for this. But this is like my go-to sub-ohm tank.
Fantastic.
And I've been vaping a lot of in the U.S. here, there's been a lot of pumpkin liquids that have come out lately. Well, I mean, I think a lot of them are, they just release them seasonally for like Halloween and Thanksgiving and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I've been testing a lot of these out. Like this one's called Halloween.
Gotcha.
And then there's this other one that I've been, Earth's Bounty. And I'm quite liking them. It's just kind of, it's got the whole festive mood going on.
Excellent. Good stuff. Okay, so what am I using at the moment? I'm just going to switch off. I've got your logo and product placement for the Hermetic in the bottom quarter there, which you probably won't see, but I'm going to take that off for a minute. I am using the Abacium with the Hermetic going on top of it. I actually recorded the review for this today, and I did something a bit different. I did a live stream. I was testing something out. I live streamed for like 3 hours while I recorded all the B-roll and all of the main bit of the video to my patrons. On the Facebook group. I haven't figured out how to do it onto the main patron page. So that's the only thing that I've done that doesn't sort of go onto the main patron page. But no, I'm rocking the Hermetic going on there at the minute.
So is that why you had me on today? Because you assumed after the review comes out, I might not ever want to talk to you again?
Absolutely, 100%. We've also got going on here, I've also got the Shogun from Vapor's Cloud. And that's sitting on top of another Batium. And I've got to say, I am really surprised about this Shogun. When they asked me if I was interested in having a look at this one, I was like, it just looks the same as like the D Pro Mini or just a whole bunch of different of other single coil RDAs that are out and about at the moment. And I just wasn't super excited. However, since using it, I'm really, really bloody enjoying it. Have either of you got this?
Yes.
There we go. Still in its bag. You
Still
haven't got it,
in the
Matt?
Nope.
Well, what I'm you're not going to be able to see this unless you're seeing the stream, but what I'm showing people live is the fact that I've got a different cap on it where I've just got two little tiny air holes. I can't remember how big these air holes are, but I'm rocking them with just one tiny air hole aside open, and I feel like I should probably tell you, because this is a new thing for me to kind of not be crazy cloudy the whole time. This, I think these air holes are about 1.3 mil, something like that. So I'm rocking 1.3 mil aside, which is fucking, it never happens. Never happens. Single coil going on in there, and I'm having a really, really nice time with this little RDA. I'm having a great time with it. So that's happening. And then we'll just zoom out a little bit. I have got the Vapor's Cloud, the new Vapor's Cloud Reborn, VCM Reborn kit as well. And the RDA is quite old school. It's got velocity style posts going on there, so that's pretty sort of straightforward, quite tall. But the mod has got kind of a couple of interesting things. Had a bit of an issue with the button when I first got it. However, that was because the contact internally wasn't screwed down properly. That being said, I've really been enjoying this. However, I don't think it's because of this mod, but somehow, and it doesn't feel like it's got kind of sharp threads on it, but somehow I've now got three 21700 batteries that have all got little nicks in their wrap. So I've got to rewrap 3 of the fucking things, which is super annoying.
Where are you getting your wraps from, by the way, Dean, for the 21700s?
That is a good point. I got sent some. Just some standard blue ones, and I can't remember who got them to me. It might have been Fogstar, maybe, possibly, but I'm not 100% sure. Are you asking that because you actually know, and I'm just being a pellet because I'm not telling?
No. It's my 21700s have taken a pounding as well with a couple of mods over the past few weeks, so I'm needing to rewrap them.
I keep meaning to go onto that ODB website because I don't want any cartoon characters or any of that sort of bullshit. But if they've got some sort of, I want some matte black. I want some matte black 21700 wraps. So if anyone in the chat knows of where to get something like that, that would be awesome and make me a very happy boy.
There we go. James is saying that Fogstar sell them.
There we go. Quality.
Yeah.
Quality.
And Guy Reed has just come out gay. He's just come out of the closet in chat. So
because he loves you.
Because go, mate. I'm proud of you, mate. Not many people would have done that publicly.
Yeah. Congrats, Guy.
Yeah, congrats.
I tell you, you're going to get me shut down. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm rocking. So, Matt, you haven't got this Shogun from Vapor's Cloud. Todd, have you built yours yet, or have you just looked at it and gone, no?
I kind of looked, because you know yourself, the vast majority of RDAs that I review are little single coil 22 mil type affairs.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just pretty much more of the same, and I'm not sure why I agreed to it, because I kind of made a decision to stop taking stuff that just looks the same as everything else. But I'll wait and see. I'll wait and see. You were right about the GR1, so you're probably right about this as well.
No, I was right about the D Pro Mini.
The
GR1 was a gigantic pain in the arse and went all funny on me.
See, that just shows how much I listen to what you say.
So the Shogun's like a dual side airflow single coil situation.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely, yeah. I mean, if I show it on camera, if you're looking at it on my YouTube channel, Matt, have you got my YouTube channel open, Matt, or not?
No, I do.
No, okay. Well, I'll try and show you on the other camera. It probably won't focus, but I don't know if you can see that at all. Probably not.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a little single airflow, or no, single coil, dual airflow little jobby. The deck really is nothing new. It's nothing really to get super excited about at all. But just with not the cloudy cap, but with the more restricted cap, I've been having a cracking time with it, and I've really been enjoying it, which is very unlike me. But you know, it's changing. Someone mentioned earlier on that I'm going tighter and Mark's going cloudier, so it's all very odd. But yeah, I mean, it's quite just a short, dumpy little one. But obviously, we do have the Hermetic, and seeing as you're here, tell us what you feel about the Hermetic. Obviously, you've worked with Blitz for the first time for this one.
Yes. Basically, the idea was to obviously it's not leak proof, of course, but the idea was to try to make a more leak resistant bottom airflow design. So I got a lot of heat because we decided, and this was 100% my decision, to use the the ceramic block, the same block that they used in the Ghoul. But basically that airflow design came first, and then we fiddled with different attachment points, and I kept coming back to just the clamp because it just made the most sense in that application. And they already had it designed anyway, so it was like, I'm sure people are going to say, oh, it's a Ghoul V2 now because it's got the same clamp and all that, but it just made the most sense.
Gotcha.
But I mean, the kicker with it is the drains in that airflow. I mean, that's kind of the magic sauce with it, with that design is the drains that come out from underneath. So you can squonk, liquid gets up into the airflow, bridge, the channel there, and then it gets sucks right back down. Or when you drip, it gets into the airflow and it drains back out into the well.
Yeah. I've noticed that it seems to be like for dripping, having the coil up a little bit higher, so that surface tension isn't likely to get anywhere near the drain and stuff is quite useful. But
sure, yeah, because if you have it really close to the airflow, if you're dripping from above, you could still have, if it's a thick liquid, you still have some tendency. There's a tendency for it to stick to the airflow and that coil and kind of, not work its way down.
Yeah, exactly. Now, one of the things that I think would be really cool to ask you, because it surprised me a little bit with this one, knowing how much you liked the Hadley and a couple of other sort of smaller RDAs. The airflow hole on this one, I'm going to show people on camera as well. The airflow hole is kind of like a big old lump of hole, isn't it? Rather than kind of a much smaller, like dual hole sort of situation.
Yeah, but I mean, you get the dual hole situation once it goes out that bridge, right?
Yes.
Because you got the smaller holes. So we actually did test it with multiple holes, like three, instead of the slot having three circular, holes, and the draw was basically the same. And so as far as like the sound, it still sounded about the same. So I just figured we'd just go with the slot and leave it at that.
Okay, cool. Now, one of the things that young Lois has pointed out in chat, which is absolutely right. Whenever I get a new product in, I always unbox it and build it for patrons of a certain tier. Everything, all of my kind of new stuff that comes in goes through that route. Now, the first time I built yours, it made me giggle earlier on when you were saying something about a squonk hole and a if you don't have a squonker that kind of squirts a fuck ton of juice up, because obviously the Basium does squirt a fuck ton of juice up. So the first time I built it, I gave this a fair old press out straight away. But that is just because the amount of juice that comes out of the Basium and the fact that there's no restriction, because the holes in the deck that the juice comes out of, they're actually sort of a reasonable size as well. They're not the little pinholes that you see in a lot of RDAs.
Yeah. What you want to do with squonking is just look at the slot as you're squonking, and you could see the liquid level rising up, because it's got that slope to it.
Yeah.
You could see the level start to rise up, and you can let it get higher and higher, and then once it's, getting close to coming out, then you release, and then it all sucks back down.
Exactly. That's what I highlighted in the review that I recorded today. But it was just one of those funny moments of going, I've seen the presentation video. I know it's not meant to leak. I just give it a good old squirt. But I didn't realise the lack of resistance that would be in either the 510 or underneath the deck. And it just went... But that's just because I'm a heavy-handed twat more than anything else. But no, how is it being received? Is it being well received in the community from people that have got it so far? Is it out on sale? It is out on sale, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, from the people that have bought it, I've gotten some, so far pretty positive responses.
Yeah.
It's a restricted vape, obviously, and it's something a little different. Your air only comes in on one side. So, I don't feel like the draw is noisy, but I think you got to get used to for example, most RDAs, you have airflow coming in on both sides. So you almost have like a stereo sound effect, right? So like you're hearing, but with this, it takes a little bit of getting used to because the air is only coming in on one side. So you might hear it on one ear and it sounds a little different than the other ear. And so for me, because I've been using it for months and months, I don't notice it. But the first time you vape on it, that might be something that you notice.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that I don't think I'd had one that has a single airflow hole for quite some time. So the first time you take a rip on it, you do go, oh, I've gone deaf in one ear. Because you forget what that's like, But a lot of the time I've been generally having the logo facing down, and so it just goes straight up, warms the end of my nose a little bit, and keeps that sort of sound stereo, and that for me helps my OCD a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was one of the best RDAs I've used this year.
There you go. And
thanks, Todd.
He's not just sucking up to you at all.
Payments in the mail.
It is crazy easy to build, and that's really good. That's a really nice thing. And I do think that you can really tell the difference with the height of the RDA. One question I wanted to ask you: did you try it any shorter, or was it longer originally? How did you come across the? Don't know why I'm doing this with my hand, but how did you come across the height with it?
Well, yeah, we messed around with the height a little bit. I mean, you had to have room for the drain, and then a little bit of space underneath that for it to come out of the holes in the bottom and then kind of drain out the side.
Yeah. And
also, because it's a clamp, that takes up some space in the well too. And then you got the bridge in the center, which takes up space. So it's kind of like, if somebody likes just the slam cap look, it might not be their style, because it's about 24 millimeters tall, yes. I believe is what the height is.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of that happy medium is why I landed on that.
Yeah, yeah. And 22 by 24 doesn't make it a big RDA by any stretch of the imagination anyway. And the great thing is as well, you can get, because it's got such a...
Without the beauty, once you put the beauty ring on, it gives it a little more, it doesn't look as top heavy because it's got that, fans out at the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll show people again as well, just so they know. But having the beauty ring on, it matches the top of the RDA beautifully. So it really kind of sets it off. I definitely prefer it with the beauty ring on rather than without it being there,
Yeah, definitely.
It's just getting more like QVC as every minute goes by.
Yeah,
come on.
Shut your face.
Now, folks, in the next 30 minutes, buy a Hermetic RDA and you get a signed picture of me with my shirt off.
X1,
we've seen
F5.
We've seen videos of that in the past, haven't we?
Yes, I've got one right here.
That would deter the sales, I think.
Just having a little look in chat. We will come and ask for questions and what have you, so we're not completely ignoring you in chat, but I will ask for some questions when we go through a bit of a Q&A thing in a little while. But anything going on vapey-wise that you're excited about at the minute or frustrated about or anything along those lines? And that's a question to both of you, but I'm going to let Mark think about it because he's old. So, Matt, what about you to start with?
I think as far as what I'm excited about, well, I mean, I do have a few of my own projects in the works, but I'm not going to self-promote right now. We've done enough of that. I'm definitely excited for some of these squonk mods coming out, like the top side. There's also a few different designs I've seen recently that are like a press to squonk situation. I think Yeehee has something coming out like that.
They've got their auto squonk, haven't they?
Yeah, there was another mod recently I saw that uses the Omniboard chip, but it's a different company that's making it, and it's like a press to squonk thing. Forget what it's called now. So, I mean, yes, there's already a shitload of squonkers on the market, but I definitely have always felt like there's room for innovation when it comes to squonk mods, and so I'm excited for that. I've been a pretty diehard squonker for the last year or so.
Absolutely, I think the way to go generally is square as much as possible, but there we go.
I still use my Basium very, very frequently.
Excellent. That's good.
As do I.
See, Mark said, no, it's not for me, and he still uses it. And that's,
I do.
3 months.
I like simple when it comes to looks, and so that's why I was drawn to the Basium. It's got that simple look to it that's very, very simple. Absolutely. And simple. And did I mention it's simple?
And it's got 2 batteries, so you can take it out.
The only problem is when I put it in my pocket, I get weird looks from people.
Hey, that's not a bad thing, though.
Well, it depends on the look.
What about you then, Mark? Oh no, hang on. What is there anything that's frustrating you in the world at the minute of vaping, Mr. Matt?
Well, I mean, in the U.S., we've had a lot of dramatics this year about advocacy and stuff. I mean, we had a lot in 2016, and then 2017 kind of calmed down a little bit, and now there's a lot of stuff going on with the FDA, and also there's still a lot of liquid companies that are pulling shady shit, as far as their labels go and stuff like. There's constant drama in the States when it comes to vaping.
Yeah.
Well, that's a rant and a half.
Yeah, I think we probably best stay away from the drama aspect, because there's in all areas of vaping, and there's a lot over in America and in the UK. So I think we could all probably have a bitch about that if we wanted to. But I think Mark keeps forgetting he's on camera. Bless him.
No, I'm building this whatchamacallit thing, the Vapor Clouds thing.
Oh, the Shogun?
Yeah. So I just wanted to see if it was any good. And instantly, I don't like it because putting 24 gauge wire in there, and the post screws you can put 24 gauge wire through there, and even if you put the post screw right down, it won't trap the wire.
I've not got that far yet. I've just been using Clapton so far. But hang on, wait, what? You called it 24 gauge?
Yeah.
You ranted on your group earlier on about using AWG as opposed to using bloody thingy. Oh, rude.
But that's what I've just put in a Clapton, and it goes in no problem. In no problem at all. Yeah. So I'm just. Shall I go for the cloudy or?
I reckon go for the tighter cap and go down to 1 hole, maybe 2.
Okay, I'll go for the cloudy.
You're a twat.
What's the question again? What's exciting? What am I looking forward to? Was it?
Yeah, what are you looking forward to? What's frustrating you?
I'm looking forward to anything that's different. Please God, let there be something different this year. there's just so much of the same just seems to be coming. Or we're going back the way it seems to be. We're regurgitating old things, which is not a bad idea when they were good, but yeah, that's kind of frustrating. But what I'm looking forward to, I'm just looking forward to going to events and catching up with folk. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's my main thing.
So hang on, let me just make this up. You're looking forward to going to events and catching up with people.
Yeah, apart from obviously you. Sorry.
See, Matt, he's still unsure about whether he's coming to Expo. We've got to convince him that he
needs to come. If he's going to go to the Vegas show, he needs to come to that.
Absolutely. It's just rude not to. Oh, there is
somebody keeps asking me about a new YouTube policy, and I have no idea what they're talking about. I'm really interested to know how you're going to react to the new YouTube policy. I'm afraid they will ban my channel.
As far as I know, there isn't any new policy, like written policy. I think we've known for a little while that putting links to to stores, and that basically is because YouTube thinks you are putting a link to a seller of a tobacco product. Is that right?
Yeah, like for example, I just pulled them up with the community guidelines. It says we restrict content that intends to sell certain regulated or illegal goods and services through direct sales or links to sites that sell these items. These items include, but may not be limited to, drugs, pharmaceuticals, alcohol, nicotine products, casinos, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, I mean, I've known for a few months now that they could potentially go after us for using links.
Yeah. And the challenge, of course, for that one is particularly if you've got an old-timer channel, like you guys have got much older channels than me. But if they go at it retrospectively, so like now we can all stop putting links to links to the stores or whatever to get stuff. But if they go, well, hang on, you've got X amount of years worth of links here that go to, whatever e-cigarette store. Are we meant to go back through every single video and delete all of our links?
I did that like a few months ago. And I mean, it took me hours. I don't know if they would actually ever do that, but I suppose, better safe than sorry. Who knows?
YouTube just does do some weird things. I mean, do you follow Max? Is it Max Yuriev on YouTube? He's like a tech guy.
Yeah.
And for those people that don't, basically YouTube just demonetized his channel, and he's got over 100,000 subscribers, and they just went, no, you're not being monetized anymore, and they didn't explain to him why. And months going into it, they still haven't, and so he was earning good money from his YouTube channel because he was getting a lot of views, and they just took that all away overnight for no reason. So.
I know what a lot of the vape channels, I am not doing this, but some vape channels are like linking to off-site places to where you can find the links to buy those products and things like that.
Yeah. And I think, it's going to be one of those things that if YouTube goes, no, you can't link to vaping places, then they'll soon go, well, hang on, you just link to your website, which then goes to the vaping places. So you're still doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah. And they did the same thing with gun channels about a year ago, or last winter, I think it was, where they basically said you can't have sales. So, you're considered selling the product if you link to where people can buy it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a tough one. It is a tough one. I've not gone through and deleted everything, all of the links on my channel, but it's certainly something that I'll think about doing at some point. But I wouldn't. I mean, how long have you had your channel, Matt?
4.5 years, I think.
So Mark is what have you, like 8 years now?
6.5 years.
6.5 years. Yeah, I mean that's a lot of links to go through, isn't it?
Oh, fuck that noise. If they took it down tomorrow, I would, wouldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't.
It's a killer, though, isn't it? It is an absolute killer.
I'd be bothered, Todd. I would miss you.
Oh, I would just...
hard.
Do it on Facebook or something instead. Just
no, I mean you gotta understand it's YouTube. So I mean, I highly doubt that they would ever spend the time to comb through old videos, but I guess you never know.
Yeah. It's one of those things. Like I had a little spat a few months ago of just a bunch of my videos getting demonetized for no reason, and they were all kind of quite old videos. And I thought the amount that were going through, I thought it was going to just go through all of my videos and catch up to modern day and just screw my channel. But it went through a bunch of them, demonetized a bunch. Some of them I challenged and they were okay, and then some of them they just maintained that they were not to be monetized, and for no reason. There was no.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with the older videos when they do that, is that they'll only review it when they demonetize something. They only review it when it has had at least 1,000 views in the last week.
Yeah.
So if we have most of my super old videos don't get 1,000 views in the last week, so then they just don't even touch it. So I have a good amount of old videos that are demonetized as well.
Yeah. I had the joy of one as well, where what was it? A couple where I contested the lack of monetization, and then they came back to me and said, "Yep, you've not broken any guidelines or any rules, but no, we're still not going to monetize you." It just made absolutely no sense whatsoever. It was ridiculous. But there you go. That's YouTube fun and games for you. So I don't know if either of you have been having a little look on the chat. I've not done so as yet, so we'll have a little look on that. Are you on the YouTube chat, Mark? Just in case anyone got a bit rowdy, because I'm not.
Yes, I am earning my keep. I am looking at. They're only taking the piss out of me anyway, as usual. So, and just same old, mate. Same old.
Have you built that RDA yet?
I have, and I've just realised that they never actually sent me a spares bag with a squonk pin in it.
Underneath everything?
No, mine's just came in a bag like that.
Oh. Well, that's upsetting.
So did yours come in a box?
No. I was in a little bag as well, but I have got all the spares and stuff.
Well, oh, hang on. Oh, what's this? This might be it. Maybe not. We'll soon find out later.
One thing that I will show people, just because I think it's fun, and then we'll get back to the normal conversation, because I forgot to show it earlier on, was something else that came my way, and where's my big fucking thing? Essentially, it's the biggest RDA that I think I've ever had. Which is here it is. So what I'm going to put on camera at the minute, this is my stacked 26650.
The biggest RDA I've ever had that I couldn't find.
No, I found it now. No, I was looking for this. So yeah, stacked BFM mod from BCV. I don't know if they're still going, but they're a great little company. And it had a Corrosive Creations lovely patina job put on top of it, which is rather gorgeous. But no, the reason I've got that is to show you this beast, and this came from Vapors Cloud as well, and it is an animal. I think this is 42 mil in diameter, I think. Let's just have a little double check on that one. Oh no, I'm lying to you. 38. So it's not the biggest. I did do a 40. For some reason I thought this was a 42. But 38 millimeter, and it's a big beast. You can see all of those airflow holes and stuff going on under there. And if I put it on top of this stacked 26650, which is a big tube, and actually before I put it on there, I'm just going to kind of highlight the size of the tube. That's it compared to the VCM 21700 and with the RDA on, and it still dwarfs it. So you can see that it's a big bastard. But if I screw this RDA on the top of it, and we can see that it still looks absolutely redonkulous. It is flipping huge. This is just a massive RDA, and I've got to see if it's going to fit on the Lost Vape drone.
You could drink your tea out of that thing.
It's a beast, isn't it? So, there we go. The insides of it look as though they're silver plated. I've got to double check, and the camera's just not going to focus on that because it's so damn shiny. But the airflow comes up underneath the posts, which I've not seen on an RDA of this size. But it does look all silver plated under there, which is this is just going to be a beast, and I'm really looking forward to building it. And I said to
does it come with a squonk pin?
I think it does.
It does.
I think it does.
If only you'd centred the 510 in the bassium, that would look
fucked.
fucking awesome.
Hang on. No, it doesn't.
Squonk half a bottle of liquid into that thing.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I've just found out. I thought it did, but no, it doesn't. Oh, you bastard. Well, there you go. That'd be pointless putting that on the Lost Vape drone then, wouldn't it? So, no squonk pin in there, but it's just comically huge. It looks like a lollipop. So anyway, that's something that I said I would show people, which I forgot all about. Before we get ready for your questions in chat, and if you do have any questions, start them with at Vaping Biker or at Todd's Reviews or at Suck My Mod, and put your question in capital letters, all in uppercase, so we can read the buggers, because none of us are really that clever with the eyesight. We're all getting on a little bit now. So, obviously, Mark more than the rest of us, but, we're all getting on a little bit. So, when it comes to vaping style, my vaping style has changed. Over the last year, I've gone a little bit tight. I still like having a big old cloud out now and then, but I've gone a little bit tighter, getting a more condensed, flavourful vape. Still not like mouth slugging all the time, but it's been a strange transition. It's not that I've grown up or anything daft like that, but there has been a significant change going on there. What about you, Matt? Has your vaping style changed over the last kind of couple of years since we've had so many new products on the market?
I kind of feel like I've had to get used to all different kinds of vaping styles, to where I could be fine with mouth to lung, but I could also be fine with some super duper cloud chasing. But my preferred, if I had to choose, is restricted lung hits. So as far as RDAs go, a single coil RDA at 50, 60 watts, or I don't mind dual coil, but I still like some restriction there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's great that we've got so many of those restricted, not strict mouth to lung, but a restricted lung hit and single coilers out now, because you can get a fantastic vape, especially if you put a parallel coil in or a Clapton or something like that. What about you, Mr. Todd? You've obviously, we've talked about this before, but you have gone a wee bit cloudier.
Yes and no, because I've always been a fan of the German tanks over the years, so they've always been cloudy. So I've always had a selection of German RTAs that have been cloudy. It's more in the RDA side that I've gone a bit cloudier.
Yeah.
But my preference is similar to Matt's, except I'm 25 watts single coiler. That's my personal preference. I prefer that. But at night, I do like to go and chucketh the cloudeth when Karen's not in the living room and doesn't shout at me.
He goes and stands in front of the mirror, measures his clouds.
He's got a whole wall in his living room which is just marked off in 1 foot increments.
And wattage obviously does depend on the coils you're putting in there too. Some of these like super chunky coils out now, they just need more wattage to ramp up fast enough.
Yeah.
That's one thing I haven't moved on with is coils. I still prefer 26, 27 gauge and occasionally 24 gauge. And I prefer just simple round wire builds. But that's just a throwback to ye olden days. That's all that is.
Round wire builds.
The good old days.
Mark's build's also known as the hairball. Right, let's get a couple of these questions out. I'm going to put them up on screen as well. So Fat Guy Vape says, sup my mod, what made you want to start making vape reviews? Go for it. Take it away. Tell us all about it.
Well, I had oral cancer like six and a half years ago, something like that. And that's when I really started quitting smoking seriously. And so I just, I started out with like the blue that you'd get at the gas station or the drugstore. And then I'm a researcher. So like any type of product I buy, I research it. So if I want to buy a new computer, I'm reading about it for days. If I want to buy a new camera, I'm reading about it for days. And so I did the same thing with vaping, and then found videos from the Phil Basardos, the Todds, the Grim Greens, and it was I remember it clearly. It was winter. There was a ton of snow on the ground. And one day, Vanessa and I were just like, let's make some videos. And we went to Best Buy, and I bought like a Yeti microphone and a webcam, and didn't ever really, like, in my mind at the time think like, okay, this is going to be, a career or anything like that. Yeah. It was just, let's do it for fun. I mean, look at the name of the channel. It was a big fucking joke. If I would have thought that this channel was going to get, couple 100,000 subscribers, I would have never called it Suck My Mod. But now I'm just in way too deep, Didn't
you do a video last year, a couple of years ago, about getting the channel name originally or something like that?
Yeah, that was a long time ago, like how we came up with it. It was just a joke you say to each other. Like I would say that to Vanessa, when I would want her to try a new liquid or something like that I was vaping on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, then like we made some videos and there was a good response from them, which got me motivated to keep making videos, and it kind of snowballed from there. Gotcha.
So that kind of answers Mason Towns' question as well as what made you choose the name. So you got a twofer in that one. Stu Rep asks, do you still own your Advocaat Mad Hatter Mini? Was that an RDA that you particularly liked back in the day?
It's in a bin somewhere. I'm sure I still have it, but it's in a bin in the garage.
Gotcha. Gavin Walker, the stacked, I think that's Tony B's. That's not, oh no, he's just asking if yours is. So the stacked mod that you've got, Matt, is that hybrid safe? Has it got a long 510?
What stacked mod I have?
Sorry, not stacked. The stacked tank. Sorry, my mistake.
Oh, is it hybrid safe?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have a look at the 510 here. It protrudes out quite a bit.
Oh Christ, it does. It's massive.
So I think you'd be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh Yaddo is asking. Asking me. Your thoughts on a Lunar C Lunar 1 mech mod? I don't know what that is, Josh, so you're going to have to be a little bit more specific about that one. If it's not on my channel, I've not got it as yet, my friend. Here we go. Dominic Pelosi is asking, so mod, do you still vape the disgusting liquid? The blue cheese was priceless.
Do I vape it? No, not. That was for the video.
Yeah, you haven't done any of those videos for a while, huh?
Blue cheese once, and that was so fucking bad, man. I had to throw away the atomizer that I used in it. I tried washing it out, and it still just stunk. It's the worst liquid by far I've ever vaped.
We were there. Remember at Expo a couple of years ago when we did the Phantom Ravioli? That was not fun. We need to try and get Todd some of that for.
No, that wasn't great. But the blue cheese, man. It was. I'm not an easy puker. Like I don't just puke. And I was very, very close. It was there.
Absolutely.
I was swallowing.
Michael Ormerod is saying, he's asking me the question, but I think we can all kind of wade in on this one. Is there such a thing as mods and a tank pairing, as in buy a tank and there's a better mod for it than another? And he's somewhat new to vaping, apparently. Well, generally, my thought on it is that all the mod does is provide power to the coils. So depending on what tanks you get, sometimes they will need a little bit more juice. So like a 20-watt mod might not cut it. But otherwise, generally not. As long as the power is there that will do what you need it to do, then you should be pretty safe. Either of you guys got anything to comment on that one?
They have to match. That's a must. They have to match. I don't care. As long as I've been vaping, if the ATI doesn't look good in the mod, then I'm not interested. That's
Yeah, they got to look good together, obviously, and then it depends on the atomizer, the amount of wattage you're going to be using with it. So, with me, if it's something I'm going to use at more than 40, 50, 60 watts, then I probably want to get a dual battery mod.
Yeah.
Because, not that you can't use a single battery with a 60-watt tank or whatever, but it's just, you're going to be swapping the battery out a lot.
Yeah. Grant McKenzie is asking, I think Todd and I answered this one last week for what we could remember, but can you recommend a 22mm stainless steel mech that's readily available? Like I say, I think we covered it last week with things like the Wotofo Phantom and the old Nemesis and various things like that. Do you use mechs enough to come across any 22mm stainless mechs, Matt?
I don't use them very often. I still, excuse me, I still have some of, like my glass. I love that. And I'll break it out once in a while, but I don't use them super often.
Mark's got a glass now.
Yeah, finally got one.
Have you used it?
Yes. Used it quite a bit. It's okay. It's a good make mod. It's not my favourite, but it's one I shall keep.
Excellent.
But that's. We've spoken about this already. The number of high end or expensive makes from back in the day that you can buy cheap now are insane.
Yeah.
There was a thread on a Facebook group. Can't remember what. I think Vintage Vapes maybe. Yeah. And UK e-cig store were selling off Chi-U's for something like £20.
Jeez.
Which is nuts. Absolutely nuts.
Yeah. There is a bunch of those older mechs that I wouldn't want to put a lower than like a 0.2 build in though. Because the springs generally were sort of super thin, wobbly springs, weren't they?
Yeah, but no sensible person vapes below 0.2 anyway.
I do use mech squonkers still. Like, I'm quite excited to get the SQ 21700. But
yeah. Are you going to pick one of those up when you come over here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right, James Whiting, has anyone tried the Pulse X yet? I have not. You guys?
Yeah, I put a review up on my channel. Well, you got the Pulse X mod, and then there's a Pulse X RDA. As far as the mod goes, it's a Pulse that can take 21700 batteries and does 90 watts. But I think they did a firmware update on the original to do it at 90 watts too. But it's a nice little no nonsense squonk mod. Gotcha. If you already have the original Pulse, do you need the Pulse X? No, unless you desperately want to use 21700 batteries.
Yeah. Okay. Sinistral is asking all three of us to regulate or not to regulate. That is the question. Now, I'm assuming he's talking about mods, whether we go regulated mods or mechanical mods. But that sort of segues nicely into what you just said, in as much as you do like mechanical squonkers. How do you feel? Have you got sort of a definite preference with mechs or regulated? I'll start with Matt, and then Mark, you can think about your answer, because you'll just sit there blankly otherwise.
As far as day-to-day use, I definitely use regulated a lot more. There's something to be said about a mechanical. It's just, it's kind of got one of those, you can't really define exactly. I know like Dean, you probably can, but like for my uses, regulated just fits my vaping style more, but at the same time, I still can enjoy a really well-made mechanical mod.
Gotcha. And Mark?
Still thinking. No, I still to this day build to vape on a 4.1 volt. So for me, mech, it doesn't really make any difference to me because I always vape at the same level. So, but my coils are always nearly built for my own vaping style is always built for a mech.
Yeah.
So it's the way it's always worked.
I always say that a mech is essentially it's a manual car with no power steering, no safety kind of add-ons, hard steel doors and a hard steel frame. It's just solid. It does what it says on the tin, and you have to control it. It's not like a modern car where you get all of the things that basically do the driving for you. All you've got to do is sit behind the wheel. A mech is that base level car from the 70s that goes like stink, and you have to drive it, and that makes me brilliant to say that.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe it for sure.
Thank you. Fat Guy Vapes got another question saying, Todd's Reviews, what kind of German tanks do you prefer? Panzer? Question mark. He's being a hoot, isn't he?
I do think he's actually interested in the German tanks I vape. No, the German tanks, Michael Cope, German Still Vapor, and and several others. I just like them because they're just built. They're solid, and I just love them for that. And they're crazy, which is another thing. They're just OTT.
I love that. I love. There's not many things that get me super excited, and that's the question that I wanted to ask you guys. That I don't get super excited at the minute, whether it's because we just have so many products coming in, or whether it's because there are so many products that are all so similar to one another that it's very difficult to get excited about something new that's coming out. Not like we used to be like 2 years ago or 3 years ago when you'd go, oh, such and such RDA is coming out at the end of the month. I can't wait. I'm going to buy one. I'm going to pre-order it. I'm going to do whatever.
Yeah, but we had those same. I mean, I remember having those same complaints a few years ago too. Though it seems like that's just how, as far as everything being the same. Like the innovation in this industry is not like a constant slope up. It's a jump and then a bunch of the same, and then another jump and then a bunch of the same. And so, yeah, the longer you do this and, you have enough products that come across your table, like you get less and less excited unless it's something that's crazy new and different. Like,
Yeah. It's just, it's difficult to get excited, I think. I think it really is. But here we go. Alpha Vulia. I'm going to ask this one because it's a big question. But I've not read it, so it might be rubbish. What do you think about enterprises start, promote vape and create spaces for vape and supply free liquids that can be sponsored? It will be a good thing. Does anybody know what he's saying there?
Not a clue.
No, I don't know either. Sorry, Alpha, we don't understand the question, my friend. What have we got here? Diddy Wright is saying, did you see the guy from PSE? PSE? It's not Public Health England if it's PSE. On Look East tonight talking about vaping and Stoptober. I did not. But it doesn't surprise me. I imagine that vaping will be part of the Stoptober thing this year, much as it was last year. So I'm thinking that one. That's about it. DeMillan says randomly, when I stumbled on Todd, just the fact he was in a shed kept me coming back. Oh, no.
That's part of what did it for me years ago as well.
It was a break away from being under a bridge, so that's good. Right, here we go. Roman is saying, does anyone have some more info on the situation in Greece? Now, I know, Matt, you were speaking to Dimitri. You had a show with Dimitri recently. Do you know what Roman's talking about there?
Basically, what they did was, in Europe and Greece, obviously, especially, which is in Europe, they are, the short fills are very popular. So where they sell, because you got that 10 ml, and tell me if I'm wrong here, because you guys probably know more about it than I do, but there's that 10 ml limit on liquid. And so what they were doing to circumvent that was selling, just flavored zero nic liquid and nicotine shots.
Yeah.
And so Greece's way of trying to stop that is by just banning zero nicotine e-liquid, which is so nonsensical and just dumb, right? Because there are people that vape zero nicotine e-liquid.
Yeah.
And so there's been a lot of drama about that there lately. And obviously, there is some talk possibly about lawsuits, I guess, because majority of what these shops in Greece are selling is the zero nic with the flavor, or with the nic shots.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess to keep up with that, I imagine Dimitri will have a bunch more information on that as time goes on. I guess he's fairly close to that one.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be talking about it more.
Absolutely. So go across to Dimitri over on Facebook, or he's still got his YouTube channel, hasn't he?
Yeah. Vaping Greek.
There we go. So go and check him out and see what that says. Alex McKenzie just wants to know what Matt's favourite cheese is. So that's the thing.
I'm a cheddar guy. I like a nice, sharp, aged cheddar.
Excellent. Strilkback wants to know if either of us will be reviewing Jay Hayes' new RDA. I've certainly not got any plans to. Not for any reason, but just no plans to. Either of you guys doing it?
If he sends it.
Okay. Nathan is asking, question to all the chaps, what's the best VG-PG blend for clouds? Now, it's been often thought, and when I started vaping, a load of people were always saying the higher the VG, the better. That's when we got all these juices that reckoned they were 100% VG, which was clearly bollocks. But generally, I've found that to get a really good sort of cloud, I'm happier with kind of a 75-25, 80-20 max kind of level. Have you got any thoughts on that, or are you still kind of the more VG, the better?
I depends what I'm vaping. Sorry, Matt. It's
oh no, you go ahead.
If I'm using something like this, then it's 50-50. And if it's most of my RTAs are 70-30, or if it's going cloudy, then it's as high a VG as I can get, basically. That's my kind of go on it.
Gotcha. So yeah, you're along with the to get the bigger clouds, go for the higher VG.
Yeah, okay. Pretty much.
Gotcha. What about you, Matt?
Well, I mean, I think 70-30 is kind of the sweet spot when it comes to rebuildables and sub-ohm tanks and stuff like that. For me, I mean, once you get to a really high VG, it sometimes it doesn't hold the flavor as much, and that's why you saw a lot of the liquid companies a few years ago adding a lot more sweetener, because the flavors don't shine through with the max VG. So I think like 70-30 is really the sweet spot for me, but I like 50-50 too, like if it's in a pod system or some sort of MTL setup.
Gotcha. Just a quick one, just for a bit of self-promotion. Will I be coming out with silicone sleeves for the Basium? No, I won't. But if you go across to Zap Wraps, you can see a whole mess of wraps if you do want to add a little bit extra protection to your mod. Suck my mod. Jezza Gates is asking, there are some clothing wear. Will some people with red socks be winning an autumn classic this year? So I'm imagining, I don't know, some knitwear convention. I don't know what that's about.
Where's this at? I'm very confused.
Just in case, will the Red Sox be winning the autumn classic this year?
No clue, but I mean, blue is my favorite color.
What else have we got? What have we got going on here? Oh Christ, I am really far. I'm gonna shoot through a bunch of the comments. We've got a bunch going through there that I've missed. I'm sorry about those ones, guys. But I will do my best to get them. We haven't done any super chats I've missed, have we? No. Right, what else we got going on here? Roman said, I tried going to Dimitri's Facebook page, but half of his posts are in Greek and trans. No, they're not. If he shares a post in Greek, he always shares it in English as well, as far as I know there, Roman. So that would be good. Or check his YouTube channel out. Matt, do you like cake flavours or fruit flavour liquids?
I like both. It depends. I tend to like in the summertime. Believe it or not, it gets pretty warm here in Montana. So in the summertime, I'm like a fruit lighter flavor type of person. No. Maybe some lemonades and some different, delicious little fruit medleys. But in the winter, I get more into like the dessert. Like I said, I'm vaping pumpkin liquids right now. Yeah. So once it gets colder, I just tend to naturally go for some of the more, desserty, richer liquids.
Gotcha. Alex wants to know if Todd is going to be entering any of the cloud competitions in Paris.
Do they have any? I don't think. Do they have cloud comps in Paris?
I don't know.
If they do, I never saw them last year, or I would probably walk in the other direction anyway.
Is Paris this coming weekend?
Yes, I fly out on Friday.
Fantastic. When are you back?
Late Monday night.
Okay. So basically,
so let's get this straight though. He's going to go to Paris, and he's going to go to Vegas, but he's not going to go to Expo in Birmingham.
I know. Just rude, isn't it?
That's pretty mind blowing.
Yeah. I just want to say to Jezza, for those this is Jezza, this is just for you. That's Jezza will know what that is.
That's an edition 1 2000 AD.
Yes. One of the best artists for 2000 AD died today, so that's what all the 2000 AD stuff is in chat. But no, I honestly,
did the fella that used to be on Rainbow with Bungle and all that lot. He's pegged it today as well. Anyway, carry on.
No, I will honestly. The thing is, I'm going to. My mum and dad are away down south, and we're going down south with them. So I don't know if I will be able to make it to Birmingham because of that, but I shall try my damnedest. Good. I really shall.
Good. Right, this one's to you, Matt. I can tell this man is basically giving you a fist bump through the internet. Matt Cowell says, Matt, you're the fucking man, bro. Period. So I don't know if he says he's suggesting you're on a period, but thank you for all of it. Thank you for all that you do for the community, for real. Shout out from Denver, Colorado. So that's Matt Cowell throwing some love in your direction, my friend.
Thank you, Matt. I am on my male period today. I'm a big fan of Denver. I like Denver quite a bit.
Excellent. Bit random from Lois. Wouldn't expect anything else. Asking all three of us. It's October. What are your favourite picks for Halloween movies? There we go. Go with Matt first.
Oh, I might need a little time here. Vanessa's like the horror film person. What's the... Yeah, give me a second.
What about you then, Mark?
I am going to say, and if I've got the name right, no, it's not Descent. What's the one with the cavers? They go underground. I've forgotten the name of it. It scares the living shit out of me.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It came out maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah, and also I really love Event Horizon.
Yeah. That scared the shit out of me when I went to that. I was probably like 16 when I saw that movie in the theaters, and it scared the fuck out of me.
I'll not tell you what age I was. Anyway. It was The Descent. It was The Descent. Brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm really.
You know what else scared me when I first saw it was Blair Witch Project, and at the time when that first hit theaters, there was still like a lot of speculation as to, we didn't have the internet then to debunk stuff. Well, we did, but not like Facebook and stuff like that. I think that came out in like mid 90s, maybe 97, 98 or something, and we still didn't know for sure that it was fake. Like you just didn't, So I remember just being super scared after going to that movie.
Yeah. The very first Paranormal Activity, when that very first came out, that made me feel a bit wobbly as well. That was because it just plays with your brain more than anything else. And Vicky loves, much like Vanessa, is all about the horror. If it's not got, our running joking is, if I see a video or a film that I want to watch, I'm like, if it's not got death or someone's face getting torn off, I know she's not going to be into it. So that's kind of, so I get to watch that one on my own. But she likes all that. But we've been binging a lot of the sort of the really cheesy TV series. So what's that one that came after Evil Dead? Is it Evil Dead? Oh, the fella with the chainsaw for a hand. Was he Evil Dead?
Groovy, baby. Groovy.
Yeah. What was that show? There was like 3 seasons of that, and that was fantastic. And there's another one called like Stan versus Evil People or something. I can't remember. And that's got Dr. Cox from Scrubs in it. And that's rather good, but not as good as the other one. But binging that sort of stuff is fantastic. I'm all over that.
Some of it's just too corny for me, though. Like, you know what movie or what series is freaky to me is Handmaid's Tale.
Right.
Like it's like it's a different kind of scary because it's like, well, this could potentially actually happen, and it's basically like this whole dystopian authoritarian nightmare where all these super extreme religious people take over and women are now slaves basically and have to. It's just, I would suggest to anyone to watch that series. It's very unsettling.
Gotcha. A couple of people are highlighting Ash versus Evil. Yes, that. Go and binge the fuck out of that, because if you don't like cheese, you're going to hate it, because it takes that cheese, it wraps it in some more cheese, and it then makes a burger with cheese for the bun. But it embraces that cheese so much. It's fantastic. It's definitely, it's not scary at all, but it's just brilliant, and it makes you giggle when people are getting their faces ripped off. So go and check that fucker out. So that's that bugger. There's
Cuss Steve has just named one of the best all-time Near Dark. Watch that. One of the best vampire movies ever made. Soundtrack is just outstanding. Really good movie.
Don't know if I believe you, because you told me to watch that vampire one from New Zealand, and it was terrible.
That was brilliant.
Nope. So bad.
Okay.
Right. Has anybody in chat got any questions about vaping for any one of us? If you have, get them in now, because we've been going for about an hour and 20 now, so we'll be finishing up in the next few minutes. So let us know if you've got anything more vapey related, because I think we've covered a fair old plethora of subjects this evening. A wide plethora of subjects this evening. Is there anything that you wanted to say while you're here, Mr. Matt?
Not really, but I enjoyed talking to you guys. This was a good time.
Absolutely. Well, it's a pleasure having
you. You Brits always put me in a better mood. Love you. I'm psyched to come over there. It's been 2 years since I've been over there.
That's it. It's going to be good to see you again. So that's another reason that Mark's got to make it, because it's going to suck.
Are you going to let me sit in your lap in that chair and?
Yeah.
Me and you are going to cruise around.
Yeah. On it. It's all good. I've lost some weight. You've lost some weight. I think we'll be okay. Yeah. I think we'll be all right.
We'll fit within the weight limits.
Kinda. There weren't any points that you wanted to bring up tonight, were there, Mr. Todd?
No, I have a question for Matt, since he's here. Back in the day, you used to do a lot more of like kind of stuff that I kind of get dumped with is a lot more of the rarer stuff. But over the years you've moved to a lot more. It's just more of the mainstream stuff. Or that's what I see. Correct me if I'm wrong. But do you kind of miss doing the rarer gear?
I think I do miss it. What happened with me was I was pretty diehard into the high end scene back in like 2015. You know, I maybe probably like end of 2014, 2015, early 2016. And I was in like a lot of those groups like Hemo and stuff like that. And I just got turned off by it. There was so much drama at the time. And so it wasn't like I just stopped liking that kind of gear. It was just like I kind of stopped paying attention because I was so turned off by the way that scene was and everybody kissing modders' asses to try to get a product and trying to get on these lists and stuff like that. And so it wasn't like this purposeful, okay, I'm not reviewing high-end gear anymore. It was just I stopped paying attention and stopped trying to get it. And, you know, so I ended up reviewing more of like the mainstream Chinese stuff. And then I got contacted less about reviewing high-end stuff because of that. And then it was kind of, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, it's changed a lot. There's not as much kiss ass goes on anymore, or at least, but I'm like you, I'm only in a couple of vape groups now. But from what the people I talk to, it certainly seems to be less accepted. It's nothing like it was back then. There are still small pockets of it though, and it's yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard that too, that it's gotten a lot better. I mean, Hemo was just a cancer on the high end market. I mean, I have no problem saying that now. Fuck that group and all the shit that went on in there. It was basically a cult for high end gear, and it was such a turnoff. And so, I mean, if anybody was to hit me up wanting their product reviewed, I would absolutely be down with it. But I just don't pay a super close attention to what's coming out. You know, one thing I did get recently, oh man, this is going to bug me because I forget the name. And I have a review coming up on it. It's a Filipino RDA. It's their mini version of it. And their original came out, is it Paradigm is the modder? It's going to bug me now. It's going to freaking bug me.
Are you over 40 now, Matt?
No, I'm 36.
It's just check. It's just that's when the memory starts going.
I feel older than that.
Oh dear.
Hold on, give me one sec. Paradigm Mods, and the RDA is called the Magma Mini. Remember the original Magma?
And then they brought out Magma 2, and it was really loud and turbulent.
The Magma was, I mean, it wasn't like super high end, but it was, you know, kind of a small batch product from years ago. And I remember I had the clone. That was back before I understood the industry. So please don't shoot me. But I'm excited for this mini version of it.
Yeah, because the Magma was one of the first undercoil airflow RDAs, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was the first bottom airflow RDA that I know of.
Yeah. It was a cracker back in the day.
That was quite some time before the Kennedy as well, and the Kennedy got kind of all of the hoo-ha for it, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was way before Kennedy.
Yeah. The quality control was shit. It was really bad in it, though. Not the Kennedy, the other one, the Magma.
The last Magma I had, I did not like it at all. I'm fairly sure I just didn't get on well with it in the slightest. So hopefully they've got on top of it now. That'd be good. Barry Miller, I can't answer your question because I can't remember which one I'm using, my friend. Diddy Wright wants to know, why do I have to squeeze the button so hard on my Furion to get a decent vape? But words not necessarily in that order. Either of you got a Furion that needs a hard button press?
Take it to bits, squeeze the contact, put it back together. Simple as that.
There we go. Good stuff. Vapor's Coil is asking, have any of you tried the new mouth to lung, the new Amit mouth to lung RTA? I've not.
Yes, I have.
Is it proper mouth to lung?
Yes, it's not shit.
No, it's good, but I mean, I think that you run like a lot of these MTL addies that we've seen recently. It doesn't cut off the airflow at the point where the air escapes. So you lose air pressure if you really try to get it tight. Like if you really, really want a super tight MTL. So I would say like if you're into more of a looser MTL, it'd be good for you. But once you start cutting that airflow down at the base, you still have the big holes, that are coming out under the coil. So you don't get that proper air pressure that some MTL vapors like. If that makes sense.
Totally.
Absolutely. I still maintain that the majority of pod systems that are out there are not proper mouth to lung because they're too loose for it. I think that it needs to be tweaked.
Yeah, there's a lot that are too loose.
Sure. Alex wants to know, Matt, are you going to be at all 3 days of Expo?
I think so. I am going to be at the Watofo booth for a good portion of it because we are going to be announcing a follow-up to the Serpent SMM.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, well, exciting times.
It'll be like on sale at that point because we're still ironing out some of the final things, but it should be ready to announce it and show it and stuff.
Fantastic. Steve is asking, Todd, do you think the billet box is a keeper this time, or is it a stormy relationship?
Ask me tomorrow. I'm playing it day by day just now. I'm playing it day by day. I don't know. Gotcha. I'll wait and see if I can get. I mean, I know there's there's the new Otis RDTA is coming out for it, so I might try and get a hold of that and try it. That's about the only thing I would possibly try and get a hold of just to try it. But other than that, it's more a travelling mod than anything else for me. It's more one of these things that you can just chuck it in your pocket and you don't have to worry about it. Yeah. You just vape it. It's just simple.
Is everything kind of retrospective with billet boxes? So if something fits in kind of the most recent billet box for that tank situation, will it fit in all of the billet boxes?
As far as I know, yes. The Boro tank is kind of standardised across all of them, as far as I can remember. So yeah.
Gotcha.
But there's so many different rebuildables for it. There's different bridges for different coils and yeah, it's not bad.
Cool. Right. Well, we'll power through the last couple of questions and then we will get on our merry ways. So Mike Albury is asking, Todd's Reviews, are you going to the next Vape Fest as this year's was so small? So next year's Vape Fest, because this year's wasn't as big as previous years. Are you going to go next year?
Yes, I will be going. I'm kind of hoping there's been some changes on the committee and they've acknowledged the fact that they have to change. So if they follow through with what they're saying, then I think it'll be great. But even though it was so small from a social aspect, it was still a great event. Still Absolutely. Loved it. Still had a great time.
See, I don't go because I ain't got any friends. So, Jim S13 is saying, what about if I play with a single coil and a drop dead RDA? Will the results be good or not? I just don't know what I want. It's my first purchase in this category and I don't want to waste my money. Drop dead RDA, single coil. I know I've single coiled it, but I can't remember what my results were. Have you got any thoughts on that, either of you?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of single coiling those types of RDAs.
If you are going to single coil it, get the SQ.
The SQ, or like there's the drop solo that's made for single coils.
Yeah. It was the Dead Rabbit tank. I found that even though that's 4 dual coils, I found that worked really well with the 3mm single coil in it. But that's the tank and not the dripper. Right. Anyone got a question? Matt, here we go.
MechMod Mike's asked me the same question a few times.
Yeah.
Do you ever use your 18350 Templar mech with a high resistance build MTL RDA? I have not used that for a while, but I have considered it recently because there are quite a few MTL RDAs that I have now. So I may have to break that thing out and dust it off because it is a pretty freaking cool mech.
Yeah. 18350s have gone crazy in the UK. The last 6 months, Mark, would you say 18350s have just gone mental?
Yeah, absolutely nuts. You'll have to watch with you might have to use one of the older 18350s with the Templario, because the newer 18350s, because the Templario is just pure flat contacts, it kind of struggles with the new breed of 18350s.
Yeah.
I've got the 18350 and the 18500 there, and I do use them quite a bit, but they struggle with the newer batteries. Gotcha.
Yeah, I've only ever had one 18350, which was an Aria, I think,
yes.
From a mech point of view, and I couldn't get on with it being so small, and also the battery life was just no good for me. But now I've changed my way of vaping. I might give it another go again. Never know. Gavin Walker was very upset that I had one of the Hermetic boxes sort of around at an angle, and it wasn't the square wasn't sitting at the bottom, so I've just turned it around for him. So that's for you. What else we got? What's the Dead Rabbit RDA like? I think we all probably like the Dead Rabbit RDA. Is that right? Back in the day.
Yes.
I like it.
It's a good RDA.
Good stuff. Right. I think we're pretty much there. Oh, here we go. Can the Armour Prime handle what? No, that's the wrong one. That's just because Steve saying thank you. Jimas was asking, can the Armour Prime mod handle the Drop Dead, and your opinion about that set? Now that just sounds more high end than I could ever think about. So I imagine if it's posh, you've probably had the Armour mod, Mark?
The Armour Prime mod. I know what the Armour mod is, but and without sounding like a condescending dick, I can't imagine anybody buying the Drop Dead to put on an Armour mod. So I
wonder if he's talking about the Armour Pro, that Vaporesso mod.
I think that's going to be what it is. Yeah.
And could it handle it? I mean, it's a single battery mod, but I think that one takes 21/700s, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, I suppose it could handle it, but I mean, your battery life's not going to be fantastic.
Yeah. Right. What else have we got? Is there anything else in here that anyone else has seen? I can't see anything. Mark Todd, when will you release the Shed Life RDA? Will it have a shed or a kettle-shaped top cap? There we go. Boom.
I have to, as soon as I get the mod finished, which is only available through my Facebook group.
It's innovative as fuck.
Yep, it's called The Log.
Can we get Matt to do the outro? We'll certainly try it in a second. Matt, do you like that Mac 1 that you were vaping on? Asks Matt Cowell.
Yeah, I mean, I do like it. It's just, watch my review on it. I mean, I personally like a side fire button on a mod like this. And it's got a stiff bottle. And, you know, if you were going to buy it, I would definitely suggest buying quite a few of these bottles, since it's a proprietary bottle and you never know when a company's going to stop selling them or not. But, I mean, as far as just the feel in the hand and build quality, I like it. There's some competition out there, though, like with the Basium and the Rage.
Can't get a 30mm RDA.
But yeah, that's the one thing. That's the one thing that this does have, is that you can put the big fat RDAs on here. But I'm not a 30mm RDA user.
There's only about 7 people on the planet that are, so you know it's one of those things. What are you laughing at?
Nothing. I was gonna let it go. I haven't seen nothing.
Right. Right, Mason Towns is asking a very relevant question, I guess. Something that we forget about quite a lot, probably, because we just get on with our little review life. Thoughts on the best device to get off the coffin nails? I've got my thoughts on that, but to get off the cigarettes, best device for Mason? Have you got any suggestions currently? We'll go with Matt first.
Honestly, what I would suggest to a friend right now, and there's quite a few different pod systems that are good and all that, but if they want something small and simple and no nonsense, I would probably suggest the Inokin EQ and 12 or 18 milligram freebase nicotine liquid.
Okay.
I like that EQ. It's a tighter draw. You can adjust the wattage on it, so you can get a really nice warm vape out of it. A lot of the pod systems, the vape's not warm enough for me. And the coil heads are like some sort of pseudo mesh situation, so that they last quite a long time.
Yeah. What about you, Todd?
Find yourself a brick and mortar store or a vape shop. Go in, speak to somebody, and if they have a selection, well, I know some shops do, the good shops do, they'll keep a selection of just plain tobaccos in 3, 6, 12, 18 or, strengths, and try them first and see what strength suits you. And then I would go for the EQ or an AIO system, any kind of all-in-one.
Yeah.
Because working in a vape shop for 3 years, we sold them hand over fist, and it was always the most successful, but it was finding the right juice was the hardest thing.
I agree. The juice is the difficult part.
Yeah. I also think that nicotine level, I mean, everybody suggests if you smoke 20 cigarettes a day, then, start off with the highest nic you can get and then work your way down. For me, when I first started, I was on 24 milligram, hated it. I hated it. It was too scratchy. I didn't like it at all. Did not work out for me in the slightest. And it wasn't until I got down to the jump from 24 to 18 was nothing to worry about. But I think it was a jump from 18 to 12. I really noticed it. I really noticed that. And then when I got to 12, I started to really enjoy the vape rather than doing it just because I didn't want to smoke. Do you know what I mean? So even though I was smoking...
The worst thing you can do is listen to a mate. Yeah. That's the worst. The worst thing that we ever saw in shops was people saying, I want that sub-tank and I want that big mod there because I had a blast.
Yeah, you need the smoke kit with the TFV12.
Yeah, and I can guarantee they would buy it and they would back in the cigarettes within 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I could talk about that for hours.
Right. Is there anything else? I'm just having a little scroll through. Paul Hewitt got his top side today. Have we tried it? I haven't. Don't think Mark has.
I haven't yet. I have one on the way. I'm quite excited to try it out.
Gotcha. Right. Ryan Cairns clearly has taste. Awesome show, guys. First class. Nice to see such intellectual discussions. There you go. What? We do try. We're terribly clever, really. Cloud City Vapor. Dino tried to reach out about sending you a bottle of my e-liquid, but I never heard back. Thanks, bud. If you send me an email and there is any discussion about reviewing, I make it quite clear that I don't review e-liquid, Cloud City Vapor. But if it wasn't about a review, then it might have just been one of those emails that got lost. So feel free to send me another one. And there we go. Lots of people asking about Todd's log. That's a thing now.
Can't wait to try it out.
Sorry, it's not going to reviewers. Sorry, I don't need a review. So.
Oh, I will. I'll find one. Let's suck on that log, Todd.
On that note, I think we are good to come to an end. But as always, I think we'll finish the show with a cloud. So we're going to do it a little bit differently tonight. So we'll get Todd to give it the have it large, and we'll get Matt to blow the big old cloud to send us out, and I'll put the camera just on Matt when we get to that bit. But
no, I'm out. I'll leave it to you two guys. Dean, I think that it's only fair that Matt should do it with you.
Okay.
It's a rite of passage.
Okay. But no, thank you so much to everybody in chat that's joined us live, and thank you to everybody that watches this on the catch up or however you say it, on YouTube. There you go. That's where we're at. So thank you to everybody that's joined in. If you do want to support the channel, go ahead and there is a link in most of the descriptions to most of the videos for the Patreon, and also for a PayPal me link if you want to do a one-off donation. So that's always greatly appreciated. My website, I'm just working on that. It's getting a revamp. So the shop and the merchandise and all that sort of stuff, and the Beware Not Advertiser Friendly shirt, not as well as the Safe Place shirt and all that sort of stuff, they will be live on the site hopefully at some point this week. So that'll all be good to go. But any of you guys got anything to say before we fuck off for the evening?
I don't think so. I got to jump out because we're going to a volleyball game here in a few minutes.
Cool. Right.
Kids sports.
In that case, I will put the camera on you, Mr. Matt. And what we've got to do is you've just got to inhale as I'm starting to do the get ready to go and have it large, my normal sign off. And all you've got to do is just blow that end cloud. That's all you've got to do.
As soon as you say have it large, I inhale.
You've got to blow it as I'm saying have it large.
I got to blow it as you're saying have it large.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. So, are we ready? So
I'm going to suck.
You're going to suck.
Wait for you to say have it large.
Yeah. Basically, I'm just going to go. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. And then we'll go for it. We'll go for the have it large. But you see, at that point, you went too late. All right? Okay, so, right, here we go. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next time. And make sure you tune in to everybody else's channel. And make sure you're liking and subscribing to both Suck My Mod and Todd's Reviews. And leave a comment. Make sure everybody knows that you love them. Right. You've done it already. Sorry, Matt. Sorry. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. We'll do it again.
I'm going to get Nick's All right, you ready?
Right, this time I won't talk too much. Right then, thanks very much for watching. Have it large. No, it's too late. Too slow on that one, Matt. Sorry.
God damn it.
One more. We'll do it this time. We won't fuck around. Right, are you ready? Okay, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you all next time. In the meantime, have it large.